Welcome to Module 1, Sustainability of Agri-Food Industry. In this module, we will explore the various aspects of sustainable agriculture and its benefits on both the environment and our well-being. Today, we begin with the third lesson which delves into sustainable agriculture and food production. In this presentation, we will explore the concept of sustainable agriculture, its benefits, and the strategies and technologies that contribute to sustainable food production. The poor management of resources and land across various sectors of the economy, including agriculture, construction, and transportation, has led to a range of environmental problems. These issues include degraded soils, polluted oceans, loss of biodiversity, deforestation, and freshwater depletion. Given these challenges, there is a critical need for sustainable agricultural practices. Since World War II, agriculture has undergone notable changes, technological advancements and mechanization. Farming saw the widespread adoption of machinery like tractors and combine harvesters, greatly improving efficiency and productivity. Increased chemical use, synthetic pesticides and fertilizers became common, boosting yields but also raising environmental and health concerns. Specialization. Farms increasingly focused on specific crops or livestock to optimize production, though this raised biodiversity and resilience issues. Government policies favoring high production. Many governments promoted policies and subsidies for high agricultural output, aiming to ensure food security but sometimes leading to overproduction and economic challenges. The changes in agriculture since World War II have had several consequences. First of all, topsoil depletion. Intensive farming practices, including the heavy use of machinery and chemicals, have contributed to topsoil erosion and degradation, reducing the fertility of agricultural land. Groundwater contamination. The increased use of synthetic pesticides and fertilizers has led to concerns about groundwater contamination, which can have adverse effects on drinking water quality and aquatic ecosystems. Decline of family farms. Specialization and the drive for high production have sometimes marginalized family farms, leading to consolidation in the agricultural sector as larger industrial scale operations become more dominant. Neglect of farm laborers' conditions. While mechanization has improved efficiency, it has also led to concerns about the treatment and working conditions of farm laborers, particularly in large scale operations. Rising production costs. The costs associated with purchasing machinery, chemicals, and specialized equipment have increased production costs for many farmers, which can be challenging for smaller operations. And finally, deterioration of rural communities. The shift toward larger specialized farms have contributed to the economic and social challenges facing rural communities. As family farms decline, these communities may experience economic difficulties and social changes. These consequences highlight the need for a more sustainable and balanced approach to agriculture that addresses environmental concerns, supports small and family farms, and ensures fair labor practices while maintaining food production and rural community well-being. Stewardship of both natural and human resources is of prime importance. Nature conservation, climate change mitigation, food security and nutrition, economic viability, human health, and preservation of rural communities and culture. These points highlight the key reasons why sustainable agriculture is needed and its benefits for the environment, climate change, food security, economics, human health, and rural communities. Sustainable agriculture considers the entire system from farms to ecosystems and communities. It offers comprehensive understanding. By examining farming effects on the environment and communities, it seeks a broad perspective. Interconnectedness. It recognizes how family relates to various environmental aspects and global issues. Interdisciplinary collaboration. Achieving sustainability requires teamwork among scientists, policymakers, farmers, and communities. In short, sustainable agriculture takes a holistic approach to balance food production with environmental and social well being. Green agriculture involves applying the principles of sustainable development farming practices, ensuring the production of food, wood, and fibers while respecting ecological, economic, and social limits to ensure long term sustainability. For instance, sustainable farming aims to minimize the use of pesticides, which can be detrimental to the health of farmers and consumers. The advantages of sustainable agriculture is environmental protection, public health improvement, and economic and social equity. The key principles associated with sustainable agriculture include establishing efficient, self-sustaining, and economically viable production systems that provide fair incomes, conserving and protecting biodiversity and natural habitats, optimizing the utilization of natural resources, managing and preserving the quality of air, water, and soil, and improving energy efficiency through the food production and distribution. Deterioration of the natural resource base due to the production of food and fiber leads to a decline in the capacity of future generations to thrive and engage in productive activities. The downfall of ancient civilizations in Mesopotamia, the Mediterranean region, pre Columbian Southwest US, and Central America is widely attributed to the significant impact of unsustainable farming and forestry practices on natural resource degradation. Water is a principal resource that has helped agriculture and society to prosper, and it has been a major limiting factor when mismanaged. Several steps should be taken to develop drought resistant farming systems even in normal years, including both policy and management actions. For example, improving water conservation and storage measures, providing incentives for selection of drought tolerant crop species, using reduced volume irrigation systems, and managing crops to reduce water loss. Energy. Modern agriculture heavily relies on non-renewable energy, especially petroleum. Continuing this reliance is unsustainable, but a sudden transition away from it would be economically and socially disruptive. In sustainable agricultural systems, there is a reduced reliance on non-renewable energy resources and a substitution of renewable sources or labor to the extent that is economically feasible. Air. Agricultural practices impact air quality through burning agricultural waste, generating dust from tillage, traffic, and harvest, pesticide drift from spraying, and emissions of nitrous oxide from nitrogen fertilizer use. To enhance air quality, potential measures include incorporating crops residue into the soil, using appropriate levels of tillage, and implementing strategies like planting windbreaks, cover crops, or areas of native perennial grasses to minimize dust. Soil. Soil erosion remains a significant concern that poses a threat to sufficient food production. Methods to prevent soil displacement include minimizing or eliminating tillage practices, implementing effective irrigation management to reduce runoff, maintaining plant cover, and utilizing mulch to preserve soil integrity. The global transition to sustainable food and agriculture requires improving resource efficiency, protecting the environment, and enhancing system resilience. This involves optimizing resource use, conserving soil and water, preserving biodiversity, and building resilience to climate change and other uncertainties. By prioritizing sustainable practices, we can create a resilient and environmentally friendly food system for current and future generations. Thank you for your attention.